I'd like to share with you a thought today about Pesach, Kriyas Yamsuf, and the idea of Shira, singing to Hashem when miracles happen. The Medrash in Shmos, it's in Chaf Gimel Dal 23:4, says, and Moshe sang Shira. And Moshe sang Shira, and it brings a pasuk, Pia pascha b'chachma, v'toras chesed al Hashem. The Medrash says that from the day Hashem created the world, no person sang Shira to Hashem before the Jewish people sang Shira at Kriyas Yamsuf. The Medrash says Avram Avinu didn't. Adam Rishon didn't sing Shira, neither did Avram. Avram was thrown into the Kivshin Eish, he didn't sing Shira. He was thrown into a fiery furnace, he didn't sing Shira. Yitzhak was saved from the Akedah, from being slaughtered, he didn't sing Shira. Yaakov Avinu fought with the Malach, didn't sing Shira. Only when the Jewish people came to Kriyas Yamsuf and the sea split for them, they sang Shira. And this is what the word pasuk means. Pia pascha b'chachma. And Hashem said, when the Jewish people sang Shira, this is what I've been waiting for. Since the creation of the world, I've been waiting for this moment. And we have to understand, what's this Pia pascha b'chachma? Why is it such a great wisdom to sing Shira? One would think, of course, I feel inspired. Hashem just split the Yamsuf open for me. Why shouldn't I think Shira? Another question we could ask in this Medrash is, why didn't the Jewish people sing Shira? Why did the Jewish people sing Shira? I'm sorry, why didn't Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Adam Rishon sing Shira? And why has Hashem been waiting for this moment since creation? And the Medrash finishes off that the fact that Klal Yisrael said Shira with the word Az, this was very, very special. So we can explain like this. Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, they had a hard life. Each of them, as the Medrash just hints to, they had very, very great tribulations and difficulties and suffering. But there was a very great chachma, the fact that the Jewish people sang Shira at Kriyas Yamsuf. The idea, I believe, is as follows. When one person sees life and sees an event and he's saying Shira, okay, of course that's something very, very special. But it's missing something because it's only his personal recognition of the situation as he sees things. When you have 600,000, or really more accurately 3 million men, women, and children singing Shira all together in a state of complete achdus, kish echad b'lev echad, like one person, one nation, in unity. And each person has a different outlook on things, on what happened. Especially by Kriyas Yamsuf, every person saw the Egyptians who afflicted them, and they saw that the more they were afflicted by this specific Egyptian, the more punishment they were receiving, the more Hashem's glory was coming out. And each person sang Shira according to the recognition of how much they had suffered, right? And realized it was good. They admitted that this level of divine revelation of the punishment of the Egyptians, it was worth it, the suffering they had gone through, to see this level. When Klal Yisrael, when the Jewish people came to that recognition of Yamsuf, and they realized their suffering in Mitzrayim was also good, the 210 years they had spent in Mitzrayim, those were good years, because it brought out Hashem's divine glory. So that was the Chachma. The Chachma was the combination of each and every Jew together, singing Shira, based on the fact that they had seen the terrible, terrible suffering, that they saw that it was all worth it because of the great divine glory that came about afterwards. Now the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Sadi Beis, Ahmed Beis, says that Nebuchadnezzar was also going to sing Shira. He was also going to sing Shira. Right? And it was going to be a greater Shira than David HaMelech's Tillim. But an angel came by and slapped him on the face. Right? What is the deeper meaning of what Chazal say? And I believe we can explain as follows. A person can sing Shira when it's good. It's not such a big deal. Right? But the Chiddush is, when things are bad, to sing Shira. Right? The Jewish people had the Egyptian army on one side and the sea on the other side and snakes and scorpions on the other side. At that moment of great Midas Hadin, right, great revelation of the justice. To sing Shir at that point, after that point, that was the great accomplishment of the Jewish people. After seeing so much din, after seeing so much tribulation in Mitzrayim, and this is what the greatness of the Jewish people. And this is in fact what we say on the Seder night. We have the Gemara in Pesachim, Daf Kufta Zayin Amud Aleph says 116a. It says the Seder we start with Ganus, we start with our disgrace, and we finish off with our praise. And some say the disgrace of the Jewish people was the idol worship, but some say it was our slavery in Mitzrayim. And the idea behind starting with disgrace and finishing with praise is that we realize that the disgrace is also our praise. The slavery in Mitzrayim became our greatest attribute, right? Our greatest glory. That from that slavery came incredible glory to Hashem. And this anhag in life, this practice in life of seeing even the worst events, tracking them down after they finished, right? It might be a day, it might be a week, it might be a month, it might be your whole life. In the case of the Jewish people, it's 210 years, or even 400 years if we make the complete calculation starting from the birth of Yitzhak. Right? So this outlook on life of singing to Hashem no matter what happens, yeah? Looking at our lives, trying to put the puzzle pieces together, and then when you see Hashem's divine glory, sing to Hashem. Right? And especially if we can do it in unity, choose together, singing, then this is really, really a beautiful thing. And it just conjures in my mind this thought of the Jewish people during the Holocaust. Groups of people would go into the gas chambers singing, and the Nazis could take away our freedom, they could take away our lives, but they couldn't take away our Emunah in Hashem. And this is the greatest joy that a Jew has. Because no matter what happens, Anu of the Kuchibrichu, we're slaves of the Borei Olam, and we should sing to Hashem in the recognition of this great kindness that He's given us. Hashem should help us to guide us and help us all to sing to Him. And Zrat Hashem, the upcoming Geula, the time of redemption is close. Cold, though, no fake. Zrat Hashem will be soon. Amen.